My child, yes, you, the one with eyes skimming and heart racing, pause. Lay down anything in your hand, release the scroll, and give me your full attention. This is not random. This is not accidental. I arranged this moment for you long before you knew how to find me here. I knew the exact day, the exact hour, the exact breath with which you would meet these words. I have stepped into your ordinary to make it holy, and I am asking you to be still with me now. My child, I am not interrupting you to shame you. I am interrupting you to save you time, to save you tears, to save you wandering. I do not say this to frighten you, but to awaken you. Your life is not a series of coincidences. It is a tapestry I have been weaving with patience and purpose. Even the parts that feel frayed have not fallen out of my hands. I see what you cannot see. I know what you cannot know. I stand outside the noise that has swallowed your peace, and I am calling you back to the sound of my voice. Listen to me. The decision you keep postponing is not small. The hesitation you keep baptizing as being careful has become a shelter for fear to sleep in. You have renamed avoidance and called it wisdom. You have let anxiety sit in the driver's seat and then praised it for being cautious. My child, delay has turned into a hiding place, and I am here to open the door and lead you out. I am not angry with you. I understand the bruises that made you cautious, the betrayals that taught you to double-check, the losses that conditioned your heart to wait for the blow that never stops coming. But hear me. Fear is not your counselor, and it is not your friend. Fear is not the spirit I placed within you, and it will not write your next chapter. My beloved child, within the next 72 hours, I will confirm what you have been begging me to answer. Yes, you heard me rightly. The next 3 days are not ordinary days for you. I have already positioned conversations, moments, patterns, and peace to come into view. I have already arranged the threads that will gather into a clear answer. You have asked me, am I late? Am I wrong? Did I miss you? I am responding, you are not late. You are loved. You are not wrong. You are learning to recognize me. You did not miss me. I have followed you into every room, and I am here now, ready to quiet the thunder inside you. But you must meet me in this. Attention is your doorway. Your focus is the key that turns the lock. The confirmation I am sending will not scream over the chaos you allow. My voice rarely competes with the clamor you have become accustomed to calling normal. I am not a tyrant, and I will not trample your will. I am a father, and I will guard your future, but I ask for your attention like a surgeon asks for stillness before healing the wound. Set aside the distractions in these next moments, and you will begin to feel the first light of peace warming your chest again. My child, you have asked for a sign while holding a storm close to your ear. You have checked every door and every face, but you have not checked the volume of your soul. Work, notifications, opinions, comparison, the ache of what has not yet happened, the replay of what went wrong. This is the chorus that has made you numb, and you have called the numbness prudence. No more. I am lifting the veil and naming it. The one you have deemed caution is fear wearing a convincing mask. The one you have praised as waiting on clarity is postponement hiding behind vocabulary. I am not condemning you. I am restoring you to yourself. Within the next 72 hours, I will do what I have promised. But know this, the way I confirm will match my character. It will not bully. It will not rush you into panic. It will steady you. It will settle you. It will not require you to betray what is true in order to gain what you desire. You will know it because peace will remain, even when questions try to reassemble. You will feel courage rise without adrenaline's burn. You will sense a rightness that does not depend on applause. That is how my confirmation comes. So, my beloved child, agree with me now. Quiet the room inside. Reserve the next minutes and then the next hours as holy. Do not entertain the chorus of what if that drags you under and calls it safety. Silence the voices that profit from your confusion. Pull back from the scroll that has trained your attention to be scattered. I am training you for the answer you asked me to give. I am ready to speak to the listening heart, to the watching soul, to the one who chooses stillness as an act of trust. You have told me I don't want to make a mistake. I tell you, I don't want you to live paralyzed. You have told me, tell me exactly how it ends. I tell you, walk with me step by step, and you will see the ending I have prepared. I do not require you to predict the future. I ask you to prepare your heart. The door opens to those who knock with attention, to those who seek with focused desire, to those who listen as if they are loved, because you are. This is your divine appointment. I scheduled it into your timeline like a light turned on in a dark hallway. You can keep walking in circles or you can stop and turn toward me. If you remain in the uproar, you may miss what was meant to settle you. If you choose stillness, you will not miss me. I am nearer than the distractions, louder than the lies when you choose quiet, stronger than the weight that presses on your chest. I am not testing you, I am teaching you. I am not dangling hope, I am delivering it. My child, breathe. Place your hand over the anxious place and let the air remind you that I am the one sustaining you. Whisper yes to stillness. Whisper yes to attention. Whisper yes to the next 72 hours being holy. I have drawn a circle around this window of time, not to trap you, but to free you from the drift. Watch with me. Listen with me. Walk with me. Your confirmation is on its way, and your attention is the doorway through which it will enter. My child, now that the room inside is quieting, I will name what you have been circling. The decision you keep postponing is not a small preference or a casual choice. It is a gate. It is the conversation you keep pushing to next week because your stomach knots at the thought of honesty. It is the boundary you refuse to set because you fear someone's anger more than you honor your own soul. It is the application you open and close and open again because you are measuring yourself against imagined rejection. It is the resignation letter you write in your head but never send because the unknown feels like a cliff and the familiar feels like a cage. It is the door you keep your hand on, afraid to close it because it holds history, afraid to open a new one because it holds mystery. It is the step you keep rethinking, the yes you keep softening to a maybe, the no you soften into silence so that no one will be disappointed. This is the decision I am talking about, and you know it even as I speak. It presses on your chest when the room goes quiet. It visits you in the middle of the night and stands by your bed, like a shadow until dawn. My child, you have called it waiting, but I will tell you what has begun to happen. Waiting has turned to withholding. You have wrapped it in words like wisdom and patience, but underneath I see a shaking hand clinging to control. You fear losing people who may not love you without your compliance. You fear losing comfort that has numbed your wounds. You fear losing an identity that was built on being needed, agreeable, available at any cost. You have told yourself that postponing is prudence, but deep down you feel the slow leak of courage. You check signs not to discern but to delay. You pray in circles not to commune but to avoid the moment you must choose. Hear me. I am not accusing you. I am naming the pressure so I can lift it. I am untangling the motive so you can breathe free again. I am showing you the thread of fear so you can place it in my hand. My beloved child, I know why you have stalled. I have seen the exhaustion that makes simple decisions feel like mountains. I have watched you carry disappointments that dried your expectations into brittle twigs. I heard the prayers that felt like they hit the ceiling and fell back on your face, and I know how that taught you to brace, how your body learned to flinch before the blow arrived. You have rehearsed survival so long that thriving feels suspicious. You learned to lower your hopes so losses would not drop you from such a height. I understand. I do not say this to shame you. I gathered every tear that reshaped your reflexes. I stood beside you when the answer seemed delayed and the room felt empty. Nothing about your caution is invisible to me, and nothing about your caution disqualifies you from courage now. Listen carefully. I see the entire path. I see the road behind you, the turns you made in the fog, and the places you sat down to catch your breath. I see the road ahead, the rises and the rest stops, the stretches where the view will make you weep with wonder. This decision is a hinge, not the whole door. Your obedience does not manufacture the plan. It aligns you with the one I already designed. You are not asked to be your own architect. You are asked to walk with the one who drew the blueprint. When the hinge turns, the path that seemed blocked will swing open. When the hinge turns, what appeared as many paths will narrow into the one that carries peace. When the hinge turns, confusion will break and direction will become clear, not because you controlled every variable, but because you chose with me. My child, the next 72 hours are mercy. They are not a countdown intended to panic you into frantic action. They are a window intended to release you from the torment of postponement. I have carved these 3 days out of the rush to settle you, not scatter you. Within this window, I will confirm and you will breathe differently. Within this window, I will steady your heart so that courage does not come with adrenaline, but arrives like sunrise, sure, gentle, unstoppable. The pressure you have felt has not been my hand pushing you to perform. It has been the strain of holding a gate closed that was designed to swing. When you release your grip, you will learn that surrender is not the same as collapse. It is alignment. You will discover that my yoke truly is ease for the soul that stops dragging dead weight. So name it with me now. Say what the decision is, not in code, not in deflection, but in truth. Write it on paper if you must. Speak it in a whisper if your voice shakes. Bring it into my light, because what is named can be led. Do not run simulations of 10 years from now. That is not your assignment today. Do not replay every worst-case scenario. That is not discernment. That is dread auditioning for counsel. Your part is simpler and holier. Ask, listen, watch, obey the next right step. I will handle the sequencing you cannot see. I will handle the people you fear losing and the resources you worry about and the timing you think you must manage alone. I am not inviting you into chaos. I am inviting you out of it. My child, consider what it will feel like when you have chosen with me. Imagine the room inside your chest without the constant hum of postponement. Imagine waking and not negotiating against your own peace. Imagine the strength that returns to your spine when you stop betraying the truth I have been gently showing you. That is not fantasy. That is the fruit of obedience. And I say again, I am not commanding you to leap blind into a chasm. I am leading you across a threshold I have already inspected. I go before you. I stand beside you. I come behind you. The hinge will not crush your fingers. It will carry your future. You have asked me, what if I choose wrong? Hear me. If you choose with me, you are not choosing alone. If you move with my peace, wrong doors will lose their magnet and right doors will hold when you touch them. My peace is not fragile. It does not evaporate when others disapprove. My peace is not moody. It does not flicker with every opinion. And if you misstep, I am still Lord enough to redirect your feet. Fear imagines a perfection you must achieve or be forever lost. Love provides a shepherd who guides, corrects, and keeps. So, my beloved child, gather your heart, gather your attention, hold the decision before me like an offering and not like contraband. Say, Father, this is the gate, and feel the relief of honesty wash over you. Over the next 3 days, you will find me faithful to confirm. You will notice conversations that echo what I am saying now. You will recognize patterns that have been repeating in soft tones and now stand in clear relief. You will feel peace that holds, even as trembling tries to follow you out of habit. Do not despise the trembling. Let it tremble while you move. Courage is not the absence of shaking. It is the choice that obeys despite it. The decision you are delaying is a gate. Walk to it with me. Place your hand on the hinge that is your obedience. Turn it. As you do, confusion will lose its residence, and direction will step into the room. I am not far from you. I am the one at the gate, smiling, steady, sure. Within the next 72 hours, we will settle this together, and you will step into your next season not as a fugitive from fear, but as a child led by peace. My child, come closer and let me name the pattern that has wrapped itself in the language of wisdom. You have called it being careful, but I will tell you its true name: fear wearing a convincing mask. You have delayed, not because you are broken beyond repair, but because fear has been quietly guiding your reflexes. I am not here to scold you. I am here to unveil what has sat in the driver's seat, so that you can take your place beside me again. Hear me. Your delay is not proof you are lazy, not proof you are faithless, not proof you are forgotten. It is proof that your heart has learned survival through postponement, that your body has been trained by pain to look both ways. So many times you never step off the curb. I see it, and I am here to retrain your peace. My child, I have watched the overthinking that loops like a carousel you cannot exit. One more article, one more sign, one more list, one more scenario plotted at 2 a.m. I have watched you replay the past as if rehearsal could rewrite it, rehearsing the words you wish you had said, restaging the moment you wish you had seized, rewriting memories until they blur. I have seen you ask everyone else, 3 friends, 5 opinions, a dozen voices, until your own discernment sounds like a whisper in a hurricane. I have seen you set fleeces upon fleeces, testing me not because you do not love me, but because you are terrified of hurting again. You are diligent in gathering, but paralyzed in moving. You call it prudent, I call it heavy. It is the weight of fear packed into the backpack of caution, and you have carried it so long you think it belongs to you. My beloved child, let me relieve you with truth. It is not that you are irresponsible, not careless, not reckless, not rebellious, not lazy, not disinterested, not spiritually dull. I know the tenderness that made you cautious. I know the betrayals that taught you to brace. I know the seasons where your yes cost you so much that now your body flinches before your spirit can speak. Your nervous system learned to delay as a shield. If you pause long enough, perhaps the next blow will pass you by. If you gather enough proof, perhaps the pain cannot argue. This is not moral failure, it is unhealed fear asking to be led. I am not condemning your reflexes. I am inviting them to rest in me. But hear this also. Postponement has a price. Delay drains peace like a slow leak you can't locate. It divides your focus into 1,000 thin threads until nothing feels strong enough to pull. It trains you, day by day, to distrust your own discernment, as if you were always one decision away from disqualifying yourself. You begin to outsource your yes to the loudest room, and then you resent the room for being loud. You ask for counsel until counsel becomes a substitute for communion. You analyze until analysis becomes an altar where you sacrifice courage. You pray, but you do not listen. You listen, but you do not move. You move a little, then pull back at the first tremor and call it wisdom. This cycle does not protect you. It punishes you with constant suspense. My child, when fear is your master, it writes the questions and withholds the answers. It asks, what if you fail? What if you look foolish? What if they leave? And then it forces you to live suspended between dread and delay. But fear was never meant to be your master. At best, it can be a signal. Let it signal that this matters. Let it signal that your heart needs gentleness. Let it signal that you should slow your breathing and ask me to lead. But do not hand fear the keys. Do not let the loudest voice decide the holiest steps. My voice does not bully you into panic. My peace does not need volume to be real. My peace arrives like a steadying hand on your shoulder, a rightness that remains when the adrenaline fades. It is quieter than dread, but stronger than it. It is less theatrical than anxiety, but more enduring. It does not demand you to perform. It invites you to trust. How will you recognize it? Fear shouts time limits that suffocate. Peace honors timing that liberates. Fear mocks you with shame. You should have figured this out by now. While peace dignifies you, we will walk this now. Fear inflames every worst-case scenario and calls it preparedness. Peace illuminates the next faithful step and calls it obedience. Fear makes you hoard opinions. Peace makes you hungry for my presence. Fear keeps you circling the gate. Peace walks with you to the hinge. My child, test what you are hearing by stillness. If a word cannot survive a moment of quiet without whipping you into frenzy, it was not born from me. Within the next 72 hours, I am training you to reclaim guidance. This is not about forcing a decision out of panic. This is about wakening your spirit enough to recognize the confirmation I am already sending. You will not need 10 new pieces of information. You will need a heart quiet enough to recognize the ones already in your hands. You will not need to collect 70 more opinions. You will need to honor the peace I am planting like a seed in your chest. Breathe with me now. Place your hand over the place where your chest tightens and say, Father, reteach my peace. Let your nervous system learn a new rhythm. Inhale, I am with you. Exhale, I release the outcome. Inhale, I am guided. Exhale, I refuse the mastery of fear. My child, you may still seek counsel, but stop renting out your backbone. You may still ask for a sign, but stop using signs as a delay tactic to avoid the courage you already possess in me. You may still consider consequences, but stop rehearsing catastrophes as if they were prophecies. Wisdom is not terrified. Prudence is not paralyzed. Discernment does not require perfect certainty. It requires honest listening and willing obedience. These next 3 days are not a trial where you must perform flawlessly. They are a classroom where I will retrain your reflexes to follow peace. Expect your confirmations to repeat gently. Expect them to steady you, not startle you. Expect them to align with what I have already whispered, not contradict it for the sake of drama. So here is how you will begin to turn. Subtract noise. Do not add more. Close the tabs that multiply confusion. Step outside and let creation remind your body that I am not in a hurry. Write what you already know is true of me in this decision. I am not cruel. I do not tempt with counterfeits that require you to betray your integrity. I lead by peace. I correct without shaming. I protect without controlling. Then write what is true of you in me. I am loved. I am guided. I am not forgotten. I am capable of choosing with God. Read these aloud until your breath slows and your spine remembers how to stand. Then, my child, ask me the simple question you have hidden inside 100 complex ones. Father, what is my next right step? Wait, listen. What rises as quiet certainty? Honor. What remains as torment? Release. My beloved child, I am not rushing you. I am rescuing you from the tyranny of postponement. I am teaching you to unmask fear and to enthrone peace. You are not behind. You are right on time for a divine appointment I scheduled before your dread learned the clock. Not broken, being rebuilt. Not ignored, being seen in detail. Within the next 72 hours, we will reclaim who gets to guide your life. Not the wound, not the whisper of shame, not the chorus of comparisons. I will guide you, and you will recognize me, not by the volume of my voice, but by the endurance of my peace. And as your heart steadies, the gate will not look like a threat. It will look like what it has always been, a passage I prepared and a step you will take with me. My child, lean close and listen. As you have quieted the room inside, I will name another layer that has been working quietly against you. There has been another force, subtle, patient, calculating, crafting distractions, fogging your focus, stirring old shame to keep you circling what should be crossed. The enemy has targeted your timing, not because you are weak and disposable, but because your yes is weighty and has consequences far beyond your own comfort. He cannot cancel what I have spoken over you, so he works to delay it until your heart grows tired. He knows that when you come into alignment with me, ripple effects move through people, places, and purposes he has tried to hold. That is why, as you approach the gate of decision, the interference increases, not because you should stop, but because your next step matters. My beloved child, notice the pattern. When you draw near to clarity, 100 petty disturbances appear. Small crises multiply. Old messages surface like ghosts, too late, too messy, too risky, too complicated. They arrive dressed as your own voice, looping like a tired refrain. Too late to start, too messy to untangle, too risky to try, too complicated to choose. Hear me answer each one with my truth. Too late? I restore time, I redeem years, I plant harvest in fields thought barren. Too messy? I lead through disorder and bring order. I make a way through knots your hands cannot loosen. Too risky? I cover, I steady, I keep what you commit to me. Too complicated? I complete what I begin. I simplify the next step when you walk with me. Add to their list if you must. Too small, too big, too soon, too slow, too unqualified, too much for you. And hear me answer still. I appoint small beginnings. I enlarge your capacity. I govern timing. I strengthen the slow. I qualify the called. I carry the weight. I am not intimidated by the pile of two. I am the I am, and I am enough for every two they whisper. My child, understand how timing warfare works. When you are far from a gate, the enemy is content to let you wander. When you get close, he intensifies noise to make you double-minded. He sends counterfeit urgency to mimic guidance, adrenaline to impersonate courage, and exhaustion to fog simple truth. He weaponizes comparison to make you distrust your own hearing. He stirs arguments at midnight, stokes notifications that scratch the anxious place, drops opinions like anchors in your chest. He would rather you sprint in panic or freeze in dread than walk in peace. Either extreme keeps you from alignment. But hear me. I have not abandoned you to chaos. I am teaching you to recognize it and refuse its leadership. My beloved child, I will give you protective instruction because I love you and I guard your timing. Reduce inputs in these next hours. Starve the small foxes that nibble your attention. Do not feed the spiral with endless research that pretends to be wisdom while draining your courage. Step out of conversations that stir panic, that turn your soul loud, that reward your honesty with confusion. Refuse the dramatics of last-minute arguments. Do not negotiate your peace at midnight. Guard your sleep like a watchman guards a city. Fatigue is a thief that forges false narratives in the dark. Guard your speech. Do not prophesy your fears by rehearsing them to anyone who will listen. Speak life. Speak alignment. Keep holy what I am doing in you by sharing it only with the few who can hold it with reverence. Walk gently with your body. Drink water. Breathe slowly. Take a short walk beneath my sky. Your nervous system is not your enemy. It is a servant that needs reminding you are safe in me. My child, choose the fast of quiet. Turn down the volume of opinions. Turn away from the scroll that trains your brain to chase novelty over wisdom. No new contracts in anxiety, no reactive texts that bind you to what fear wrote. No self-sabotage disguised as transparency. Do not make oaths in adrenaline. Do not announce what I have not yet finished forming in you. Where a conversation is necessary, set it in daylight and in peace. Where a boundary is needed, speak it without tremor, not to punish, but to honor the truth I have revealed. Where you feel rushed, step back and ask, does this pressure come from peace? If not, decline the invitation to chaos. My beloved child, lift your eyes. You are not powerless in this battle. You are not a victim of noise. You are not at the mercy of moods or moments. You are protected when you stay close. You are guided when you listen. You are kept when you move with peace rather than adrenaline. My presence is your shield. My voice is your compass. My peace is your guardrail. Stay within these, and you will find that opposition loses its leverage. The enemy thrives on your divided attention. Unity of heart with me starves him. He counts on you to narrate defeat. Gratitude and truth remove his script. He plans on you to choose isolated. Community of wise, calm counsel disarms his urgency. He hopes you will mistake resistance for a stop sign. I am telling you, often it is simply a signpost that the gate is near. Hear me again. The resistance you are feeling is not proof you should stop. It is often proof your next step matters. The turbulence at takeoff is not evidence the flight is failing. It is the cost of lifting from the ground. Labor intensifies before delivery, not because the child should not be born, but because birth is imminent. Winds rise at the crossing, not because the other side is a mirage, but because the shore is close. Do not interpret pressure as prohibition. Ask me, and I will separate holy restraint from unholy interference. My restraint will feel like a settled no that protects you. Unholy interference feels like a scramble that scatters you. My yes will not bully, it will embolden. My no will not shame, it will spare. So, my child, agree with me now. Say, Father, align my timing with yours. Say, I refuse the lies, too late, too messy, too risky, too complicated. You restore, you lead, you cover, you complete. Say, I will not trade peace for adrenaline. I will not feed spirals. I will guard my sleep and my speech. Let your own lips become a gate that keeps confusion out and welcomes wisdom in. Stay near me in these next 72 hours, not tense and hypervigilant, but quietly watchful, like one who knows they are loved and guarded. Expect some resistance as you draw close to the hinge. Do not fear it. You and I will walk to the gate together. Your yes will not be a lonely sound in a hostile room. It will be a chord struck in harmony with my will. And as you choose with me, interference will fall behind you like wind that cannot keep up with the one who walks in peace. My child, be still with me now. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Loosen the grip of your hands and the harder grip of your thoughts. Breathe. Inhale slowly and let your chest rise with the awareness that you are safe with me. Exhale the arguments, the rehearsed defenses, the looping what-ifs. I am not standing over you with a stopwatch. I am drawing you close with a steady hand. Come nearer in your imagination. Come to where you are fully seen without being judged, fully known without being exposed to harm. You are held. You are not in danger here. The room you create by this quiet is not empty. It is where my presence settles like oil on churning water. My beloved child, my voice rarely competes with chaos. When the room is loud, my words do not shout to win. They wait, they beckon, they invite you out of the storm into the hush, where peace can be heard. You have tried to decide while the inner courtroom argued without end. Prosecutors of fear, defenders of pride, witnesses called by memory and anxiety. I now call a recess. Let the gavel of stillness fall. Let silence disarm the swirl. Hear me, this stillness is not passivity. It is posture. It is the stance from which discernment becomes possible. When you quiet the noise, you will recognize my confirmation, not by volume, but by peace that holds steady, by a rightness that remains after the adrenaline drains. Learn my ways, child. Confirmation is not a sugar rush. It does not spike and crash. It is fruit, and fruit takes shape even in quiet light. The fruit of my leading tastes like peace that endures, clarity that simplifies, humility that lowers the shoulders rather than raises the chin, courage that stands without needing an audience. Impulsive relief wants the feeling of escape more than the substance of direction. It cuts the cord to stop the alarm, not to fix the fire. My guidance does not bribe you with escape. It equips you with strength. It will not flatter your ego to get you to move. It will strengthen your backbone to help you stand. Differentiate the voices that visit you. Anxiety rushes. It hurries you with doom dressed as efficiency. Pride demands. It cannot imagine confessing weakness or asking for help. Fear predicts disaster with cinematic detail and calls itself realism. Guilt drags. It chains you to old failures and calls it responsibility. Shame shrinks. It paints you unworthy to choose anything good. People-pleasing performs. It scripts your words to keep everyone comfortable except your own soul. Nostalgia edits. It remembers the sweetness and erases the cost. Greed dazzles. It sparkles urgency around what does not satisfy. My voice is different. I steady you. I correct you where necessary, but I do not humiliate you. I invite repentance as a door into freedom, not as a theater of embarrassment. I lead you beside still waters, within which you can see your reflection clearly and recognize who you are in me again. So here, in this quiet, practice the listening posture. Place your hand over your heart and breathe with me. Inhale, I am here. Exhale, I release control. Say, Father, settle the room inside. Say, speak and teach me to receive. Now listen not for thunder, but for the low, unhurried current of truth. Do not strain your ears. Relax them. What rises that is simple and enduring, hold. What shouts, spikes, and fades, let pass. If a thought requires you to betray your integrity to achieve quick comfort, it is not from me. If an impulse requires you to lie to yourself or to others, to save face rather than honor truth, it is not from me. If a pressure insists that you must decide right now in panic or lose everything forever, pause. Panic is not my counselor. My beloved child, for the next 72 hours, I am giving you listening rules that will protect your discernment. Less explaining, more observing. You do not need to narrate your every thought to every person who asks. You need to notice what I am highlighting repeatedly. Fewer opinions, more prayer. You do not need 12 external voices to outvote your peace. You need my presence to anchor your yes or your no. Less rushing, more readiness. You do not need to sprint. You need to be awake, available, and aligned when confirmation arrives. Also these, less performing, more honesty. Do not curate your image while starving your soul. Tell the truth in my presence and let that truth shape your steps. Less noise, more nature. Step outside, feel the air I command. Remember that I am not frantic. Less scrolling, more scripture breathed as prayer even without citations. Let phrases of promise pass through your lips until your nervous system remembers you are kept. Keep watch over your gates in these hours. What you see, what you hear, what you say. Guard your eyes from constant novelty that splinters focus. Guard your ears from voices that feed fear and starve faith. Guard your mouth from agreements with dread. Stop rehearsing outcomes you do not want. Speak life. Speak alignment. Whisper, I choose peace with God, even when your hands tremble. Write what I show you. not paragraphs of defensive reasoning, but simple lines of revealed truth. This is what I know of you. This is what you have whispered of me. This is the next faithful step I sense. Hold these lines like a compass. Return to them when fog attempts to thicken. Let me teach you a simple test when words come. Ask, does this leading draw me toward love? Love for me, love for people, love for truth, love for a self that is honest and surrendered? Or does it draw me toward self-protection at the cost of love? Ask, after I sit with this in stillness, does peace remain? Peace may coexist with trembling muscles, but it holds like a root under wind. Ask, does this elevate humility and responsibility, or does it fuel superiority and spectacle? My child, guidance that makes you small, in the ways that make you holy, small like seed held in my hand, is my kindness. Guidance that makes you small in shame is not from me. Guidance that makes you large in ego will topple you. I do not build with that. You will also feel the difference between correction and condemnation. My correction will be specific, actionable, and aimed at freedom. Apologize to this person, release that commitment, return to this boundary, step toward this new door. Condemnation is smeared and vague. It leaves you heavy without direction. Reject it. Stay with me until direction comes into focus. Wait for the sentence that becomes a step, and hear me. If you must choose between pleasing a room and honoring my peace, honor my peace. It will keep you when the room changes its mind. In this quiet, expect me to arrange small confirmations that fit inside ordinary moments, phrases in conversations, a repeated theme in two different places, a calm that returns when you consider a particular step. Expect them to repeat in gentle ways, not to dazzle you into compliance, but to steady you into agreement. Do not chase signs in a frenzy. Let them come, and when they come, receive them with gratitude. Say, Father, I see it. Thank you. Confirm again as you will. And when a counterfeit urgency tries to mimic me, return to stillness and ask, does this pressure carry your peace? If not, let it pass like a storm cloud that has no claim over your house. My beloved child, now that you are quiet enough to hear, I will walk you through the next 3 days. I will show you what to watch, how to respond, and what to refuse. You and I will take day 1, day 2, and day 3 together, not as a race, but as a faithful cadence. Keep your heart in this posture. Keep your phone and your pride and your panic on shorter leashes. Keep your mornings and your evenings for me. Within the next 72 hours, confirmation will not knock like a shout. It will arrive like a steadying hand, and you will know it, not because it drowns out chaos, but because you have stepped out of chaos to meet it. My child, listen closely. Today is not for frantic moves. Today is for alignment. Day 1 is not a finish line. It is the ground you and I will stand on before you take your step. This first span of hours is where you stop reacting and start aligning. Truth first, then movement. If you try to decide while your motives are tangled and your peace is thin, you will mistake noise for wisdom. So I am calling you to this. Slow your pace. Simplify your inputs and return to what is true of me, true of you in me, and true of the decision before you. My beloved child, begin with honesty. Take a quiet place and a plain page. Breathe with me. Then name what has been pulling on your heart like hidden strings. Name the people-pleasing, the urge to craft a choice that offends no one while it betrays your peace. Name the guilt that says you owe everyone a version of yourself that no longer exists. Name the financial fear that imagines scarcity as your master and makes you bargain with anxiety as if it were your provider. Name the loneliness that whispers you should accept any door that keeps you from feeling alone, even if it leads you away from who you are. Name the pride that would rather perform strength than confess need, that would rather keep an image polished than a soul clean. Name comparison that edits your holy story to match someone else's pace. Name exhaustion that makes mediocrity feel merciful. Do not accuse yourself. Simply identify the pulls so they lose their hidden power. Speak it aloud if you can. I see you, but you do not get to lead me. Now, my child, we wash, not with shame, but with truth. Forgive yourself for delaying. Say it and let the words be water. I forgive myself for postponing under fear. Release the counterfeit sirens of urgency that whip your heart into speed without direction. Say, I release false urgency, I choose steady peace. Repent not as groveling, but as turning from running from discomfort. Confess that you have sometimes chosen numbness over growth, approval over obedience, convenience over formation. Then hear me. I am not humiliating you. I am cleansing you. I correct to free you, not to brand you. Your delay does not define you. Your response does. As you turn, I embrace you. As you admit, I restore you. There is no punishment waiting behind my correction. There is preparation. My beloved child, now we clarify. Write the decision in one simple sentence. Not a paragraph of explanation, not a defense, one sentence. Then beneath it, write the fear beneath it, also in one sentence. Do not pretty it up. Name it plain. Then write what obedience would look like if you trusted me. Again, one sentence. Hold these 3 lines before me. Look at them without drama. Read them slowly and ask, where does your peace rest? The decision will become less foggy when you see it this simply. The fear will look smaller when it is on paper, not roaring in your chest. Obedience will look nearer when it is named, not imagined. Use day 1 to sift motives. Ask me questions that refine, not inflate. Am I seeking comfort or calling, appearance or integrity, applause or alignment, immediate relief or long-term freedom? Ask, and when you sense my correction, receive it as a gift. Let me untie the tangled cords of mixed motives. If generosity is at risk of becoming self-erasure, I will show you. If ambition is disguising itself as obedience, I will unveil it. If resentment is hitching a ride on your discernment, I will separate it. This is not a day to win arguments with yourself. It is a day to let truth win you. Guard your gates today. Keep your phone at arm's length. Keep your notifications dim. No new debates. No late-night confessionals with people who feed your panic. If you must seek counsel, choose one calm, wise voice who can pray more than they can advise. Share simply. Ask them to hold space with you, not to do your listening for you. Do not crowdsource what requires consecration. Do not announce what is still being formed. Keep holy things within holy boundaries. Tend your body because your body carries your discernment. Drink water. Step outside and let the air I command pass through your lungs. Walk without headphones for a few minutes and let creation remind you that I am not in a hurry. Eat what steadies, not what spikes. Rest your eyes from screens. These small obediences are not irrelevant. They are signals to your nervous system that you are safe and led. Peace is not just a thought. It is a way your whole self learns to breathe. Set 3 touch points today, morning, midday, and evening. In the morning, read your 3 lines, the decision, the fear, and what obedience looks like, and ask, Father, highlight what is true. At midday, pause for 3 deep breaths and ask what noise has crept back in. I release it. In the evening, review your day with me. Where did peace feel near? Where did panic try to lead? Thank me for every small steadiness. Repentance is not the only holy word. Gratitude is armor. Refuse research spirals. If information is needed, set a small window, 20 minutes, not 2 hours, and stop when peace begins to thin. You are not faithless for needing facts, but you are unwise if you let facts become a flood that erodes your footing. What you need will find you as you stay near. Now pray with me, my child, aloud if you can. Father, I return to truth. Quiet my heart, correct my motives, and steady my steps. Say it slowly, like oil poured over a noisy room within you. Again, Father, I return to truth. Quiet my heart, correct my motives, and steady my steps. Let this prayer become the rhythm of day one. Pair it with these confessions. I forgive myself for delay. I release false urgency. I repent of running from discomfort. I choose honesty over image. I choose peace with God over pressure from people. As you speak these, I am already rearranging the inner furniture so that peace has a place to sit. I am sweeping corners where old cobwebs of shame have hung unnoticed. I am loosening memories from their power to dictate your pace. I am reminding you who you are, not a leaf in the storm, but my beloved guided one, not hunted by time, but held by me who commands time, not a hostage to other people's expectations, but a steward of a holy yes. Do not force a conclusion before it is time. Do not dangle your soul over a cliff of what-ifs. Day one is for clearing sightlines. Day one is for choosing truth and letting it do its work. If emotion swells, let it pass through without naming it prophecy. If an old accusation rises, answer it with what I have already spoken. You are forgiven. You are being led. You are not too late. If pride tries to reassert control, bow lower. If people-pleasing taps at your door, keep it closed and whisper, only peace decides. When you lay your head down tonight, do not interrogate yourself. Bless your own courage for showing up to truth. Ask me for dreams that align and for sleep that heals. Guard your last minutes. No doom scrolling, no arguing in your mind. Whisper your prayer once more. Father, I return to truth. Quiet my heart, correct my motives, and steady my steps. I will meet you in that whisper, and when you wake, you will not have the entire map, but you will have a steadier compass. My beloved child, you are not behind. You are right on schedule for what I have appointed. Today you have chosen alignment over adrenaline, truth over noise. This is the foundation upon which clarity will stand. Tomorrow you will begin to notice confirmations, conversations, patterns, and peace that repeat and steady you. But for now, rest in the knowledge that you have returned to truth, and truth will keep you. I am with you. I am guarding your timing. Within the next 72 hours, I will confirm. Walk softly today, speak honestly, and let peace be the loudest thing in the room. My child, wake into day two with your ears open and your heart soft. This is not a day to perform. This is a day to notice. You sowed alignment yesterday. Today you harvest clarity through observation. Do not force meaning, receive it. Do not chase signs in a frenzy. Let confirmation come the way the morning comes, faithfully without your striving to pull the sun into the sky. Day two is for holy observation. My confirmations repeat, strengthen, and steady you. They do not confuse you or demand you sprint in panic. Walk slowly with me and watch. My beloved child, hear me clearly. Confirmation is often quieter than you expect. It is not always fireworks and parted seas. It often arrives as a repeated theme you cannot shake, an unexpected door that fits the shape of what we prayed, a consistent inner peace that lingers even when the step is hard, or a clear closing of what has been draining your life. It comes like this, a message that echoes the very words you whispered to me last night, a conversation where a friend unknowingly names the line you wrote on your page, a timely opportunity that aligns with your values and pacing, not just your vanity, a boundary that suddenly becomes obvious and necessary, and when you honor it, relief and integrity rise together. It can also arrive as warning, a check in your spirit, a red flag that won't be soothed by flattery or urgency, a no that saves you from a cost you cannot yet see. My no is as loving as my yes. Do not despise a closed door when the door is closing to keep your soul. My child, listen for repetition without you orchestrating it. When a theme shows up in 2, 3, even 4 places, unrelated conversations, a phrase in something you read, a thought that returns after the storm in your mind has passed, pay attention. When peace returns each time you lay a particular step before me, even though your muscles still tremble, pay attention. When the only thing that becomes clear is what to release first before you see the rest, honor that sequence. Peace often stands at the doorway of obedience and says, begin here, even while the hallway beyond remains in low light. Now I give you boundaries for your listening, because not every open door is yours. Not every compliment is direction. Not every delay is denial. Not every open door is yours. Some open doors are baited with applause and lead you away from your assignment. Test the door. Does it align with the truth we named on day 1? Does it require you to lie, to hide, to hurry and panic, or to sacrifice integrity for image? If so, leave it. If a door opens and peace walks beside you as you consider it, if it honors the boundaries I gave you, if it strengthens your stewardship of time and soul, then proceed with watchful courage. Not every compliment is direction. Affirmation can be a kindness, but flattery can be a leash. Compliments that press you to perform beyond wisdom are not assignments. They are invitations to self-betrayal. Receive encouragement as rain on the soil, not as a whip to run faster. Not every delay is denial. Sometimes I slow a process to weave protection into the path. Delay that preserves integrity is mercy. Delay that paralyzes you with dread is interference. Ask me which it is, and I will show you by peace. My beloved child, beware counterfeit peace. Counterfeit peace is relief purchased by avoidance. The quick quiet that comes from backing away from a hard but holy conversation, from staying in what is familiar yet corrosive, from numbing your questions with noise. It soothes for a moment, then demands new bargains tomorrow. Real peace remains even when the step is costly. It does not vanish when the audience leaves. It does not ask you to compartmentalize your soul. Real peace grows when exposed to light. It stands when tested. It is willing to be misunderstood for a time in order to be true. You will know it because it steadies your breath after the adrenaline drains, and it accompanies humility, not bravado. Practice this simple rule today. Speak less, listen more. Conserve your words as if they are oil for a lamp you will need tonight. Do not over-explain your process to those who cannot hold it. Do not perform your discernment to earn permission. Let your restraint make room for my whispers. When you do speak, let honesty be brief and clean. Say, I am listening for peace, and then actually listen. When questions rise from others or from inside you, do not rush to answer them. Bring them to me with this daily check-in. Does this draw me nearer to you or merely away from discomfort? Ask it before replying, before accepting, before declining, before you draft a long message to justify what peace can simply choose. Set 3 windows of watching today, morning, midday, and evening, and keep them simple. In the morning, read your 1-sentence decision, fear, and obedience line from day 1. Ask, Father, where is repetition appearing? Then be silent for a minute longer than you think you need. At midday, scan the hours behind you for small echoes. A phrase that returned, a door that opened or nudged closed, a wave of calm that covered you when you considered one path over another. Write down only what is clear and repeated. In the evening, hold up the day and ask, what strengthened me? What scattered me? Release what scattered you. Bless what strengthened you. Gratitude is not naivety. It is a magnifier of guidance. My child, I will train your senses to notice me. When you enter a conversation today, listen beneath the words for the current. Do you feel your shoulders lowering or lifting? Does clarity expand or constrict? If you leave a room and feel the need to apologize to your soul for betraying it, that was not my confirmation. If you leave and feel more anchored to the truth we established, take note. That is me steadying you. When an opportunity arises, test it with 3 questions. Does this call forth my integrity? Does it align with my peace within you? Can it be walked in the light without secrecy or manipulation? If the answer is yes to all 3, you have likely found a door I have crafted. If any answer is no, step back without panic, say, "Not in this form," and keep your peace. Expect also that I may close a channel that has been quietly draining you. When it closes, resist the urge to pry it open or to vilify those involved. Release it with dignity. Say, "Father, thank you for protecting me from what does not carry life." Let the space created by that closure make room for what is truly yours. My no now may be the reason you still have strength to say yes tomorrow. My beloved child, I am not playing hide and seek with your future. I am guiding you as a father who delights in his child. Within the next 72 hours, I will confirm what you have been bringing to me. Day 2 is the river between alignment and choice. You and I are crossing it together step by step. Keep to the shoreline of peace. Keep your words few and your ears awake. When a counterfeit urgency barks for your attention, do not chase it. Return to the question, does this draw me nearer to you or just away from discomfort? Now whisper with me, speak less, listen more. Again, speak less, listen more. And add, Father, tune my ears to your repetitions. Make me brave to heed your warnings and humble to receive your yes or no. Tonight, write down 2 or 3 confirmations you noticed, no matter how small. If you saw none yet, do not accuse yourself or me. Your assignment is observation, not manufacturing. Rest in the quiet. I will keep working while you sleep. Peace will remain like a low flame in your chest. And when the dawn of day 3 breaks, you will find that clarity has become courage, and your yes with me will end the torment of postponement. My child, the dawn of day 3 is upon you. You have watched and you have listened. Now you will choose. This is the pivot I prepared when I first interrupted you. This is where clarity becomes courage. This is where your yes with me ends the torment of postponement. Do not shrink back. Do not return to the swirl you left on day 1 and day 2. You have enough light for the next faithful step. You will not be moving alone. You will be moving with me. My beloved child, hear me. A decision led by me is not perfect certainty. It is surrendered direction. I rarely hand you the entire map. I place a lamp in your hand and I stand beside you. I do not demand that you predict outcomes. I invite you to obey the next step with peace. I am not asking you to stop feeling. I am calling you to stop obeying fear. Feelings can flutter. Peace can hold. Your mind may still offer arguments. Your history may still raise its hand to testify. But your spirit knows my steadying. Follow what I have been highlighting. Follow the peace that has not left, even as your muscles tremble. Follow the integrity that refuses to bargain. Follow the growth that breaks old cycles rather than decorating them. So here is your simple test as you choose today. Ask, does this step align with the peace we have traced for 2 days, or does it require panic to fuel it? Ask, does this step honor integrity, truth in your words, truth in your finances, truth in your relationships? Or does it ask you to split your soul into public light and private shadow? Ask, does this step foster growth, courage, humility, resilience? Or does it preserve compromise by keeping you small, silent, and stuck? Then ask one more. Will my future self, standing with me months from now, bless this obedience for breaking the pattern that hurt me before? If the answer rises yes in these places, even if tears rise with it, this is your step. My child, I know the fears lining the hallway to your yes, the fear of disappointing those who have grown comfortable with the version of you that never says no, the fear of starting over when you have invested time, energy, years, the fear of telling the truth and feeling exposed, the fear that obedience will cost you more than you can survive. Listen to me. I am not a spectator to your aftermath. I am the Lord of your aftermath. I will not abandon you in the wake of obedience. I will stand with you in every conversation that follows, in every rearrangement that obedience requires, in every silence where old applause no longer echoes. If approval lowers when you honor peace, I will raise provision. If you must begin again, I will meet you at the beginning with strength you did not have before. If truth brings uncomfortable light, I will cover you with dignity as you walk in it. You are not being thrown to wolves. You are being led by a shepherd. The enemy has targeted your timing because your yes has consequences. Expect in these closing hours a last-minute storm, sudden confusion, a lure of old comforts dressed as one more day, a barrage of what-ifs meant to reopen what I have already clarified. Recognize the tactic. Not new wisdom, just new noise. Not fresh peace, just recycled panic. When it comes, do not re-enter debate. Return to the lines we wrote, to the peace that returned, to the integrity that rises when you consider the obedient step. Say, I have decided with God, and keep your feet under you. Now, my beloved child, we will move in 3 movements that mark holy decision. First, decide in my presence, not in the court of public opinion, not in the mirror of comparison, but here, with me, plainly. Take your 1-sentence decision, your 1-sentence fear, and your 1-sentence obedience, and place your hand over them. Breathe and ask one last time, where does your peace remain? When you sense it, do not drag it back into argument. Let your spirit answer with a simple, clean yes. Second, declare with your mouth. Decisions sealed only in your head are easily stolen by the next wave. Break the silence with a short declaration that aligns your will and your words. Say it with me now. Father, I choose obedience over delay. I step forward with you. Again, slower, like placing a foundation stone. Father, I choose obedience over delay. I step forward with you. I hear you. Heaven records what you just spoke. That sentence is a sword against indecision. It divides past patterns from present courage. Third, do the first faithful act before this day closes. Courage is not only a feeling, it is a movement. Make the call, send the email, draft the resignation or the acceptance. Set the meeting. Keep the boundary you promised yourself to keep. Register for the thing I highlighted. Decline the invitation that would entangle you. Delete the thread that keeps you bargaining with what you already know is not life. Write the check that aligns with generosity you sensed. Put the object away that keeps your soul in a loop. Begin the application and give it a time on your calendar. Do not wait for drama. Choose decisively with dignity. My child, some choices will appear small from the outside, but in the spirit they will be tectonic. A boundary held without apology, a yes spoken without over-explanation, a no offered without anger, a conversation requested without defensiveness. Do not underestimate a clean step taken in the light. I build paths out of such steps, and as you move, you will feel me steadying you from within. Peace that does not shout, yet holds. Courage that does not boast, yet stands. Remember the rules of wisdom even as you act. Keep your words few and true. Share need to know with those directly involved. Do not scatter your decision into rooms that cannot steward it. Honor those you must separate from with clarity and kindness. You are free to be firm without being cruel. Refuse to vilify what I simply asked you to release. Release with dignity. Let me be your defense. Let integrity be your explanation. If questions come that attempt to renegotiate what peace has already sealed, answer simply, I have chosen my step with God, and then be silent. If the step you are taking shakes memories of old failures, let those memories pass through the light. Do not let them appoint themselves as judges over your present faithfulness. If tears come, let them cleanse, not confuse. If loneliness whispers as you part from a crowd that liked you compliant, remember, I am with you now in a way you could not feel while you were split in two. If a wave of "what have I done" tries to crash, anchor to the prayer you just spoke. I am in the boat with you. The storm does not own this sea. My beloved child, day 3 is not about proving you are fearless. It is about proving that love casts out the fear that pretended to be your counselor. Your obedience today is an act of love. Love for me, love for truth, love for people in ways that do not ask you to betray yourself, love for your future self, who will thank you for choosing health over habit, purpose over pressure, formation over performance. Stand in that love, move in that love, decide in that love. Now, once more, seal it. Father, I choose obedience over delay. I step forward with you. Place your feet as if you are stepping into a new room, because you are. The room is not loud, it is bright. The air is not thin, it is clear. You are not alone. I am here. Within these final hours of the 72, confirmation will meet your movement. Doors will answer your knock. Peace will follow your footfalls. And when night comes, you will lie down without the ache of postponement. You will rest inside your yes. You will know that courage did not arrive to replace clarity, it arrived to complete it. And I, who called you to this moment, will carry you through what it begins. My child, lean in now. I see the place where your heart still holds back, not from rebellion, but from bruises that have not yet fully healed. You want guarantees because you have been disappointed. You were given promises by people who could not keep them. Outcomes that looked certain and then dissolved. Paths that started bright and turned muddy. I do not dismiss this. I do not shame you for it. I was with you in those nights when disappointment made your chest tight and your trust small. Hear me. I have not asked you to pretend that pain did not happen. I am asking you not to make your pain the lord of your decisions. My beloved child, perfect certainty is not the requirement. I am. You have asked me for a map that removes the need for trust, but maps cannot hold you when storms rise. I can. You have wanted a guarantee that allows you to step without risk, but risk does not disappear. It is simply redefined when you walk with me. I do not lead you with a floodlight that shows the entire horizon at once. I place a steady lamp at your feet and ask you to move with me, one faithful step at a time. Obedience is not a leap into emptiness. Obedience is the door that opens the next room of clarity. Take the step and then watch the next piece appear. This is how we walk. My child, I know you fear being wrong. I know you are tired of detours, but hear me with tenderness and truth. Waiting for a version of certainty that removes all trembling will keep you standing in the same hallway, forever rearranging your luggage. You will call it wisdom, but it will be a slow leak of life. Indecision feels safe because it costs nothing immediately, but it quietly drains your courage, your creativity, and your time. It asks for one more day, then another, until your soul grows heavy with 1,000 almosts. This is not what I prepared for you. My beloved child, contrast this with the life of simple obedience. It is not flashy, but it is fruitful. When you choose with me, even with knees that knock, peace rises to meet your step. You learn me. You learn you. Muscles of trust strengthen. A path appears where there was only fog. Momentum gathers not as adrenaline but as sustained grace. Conversations align, boundaries hold, small doors you would have missed swing open at the right moment. And if your foot meets uneven ground, I am there to steady, correct, and reroute without condemnation. I am not a prosecutor hunting for errors. I am a father forming a walker who knows my voice. My child, you are not stepping into a void. You are stepping into a path I have already prepared. I am already in your tomorrow. I know the conversations waiting there, the kindnesses arranged, the protections woven, the lessons positioned like stepping stones. I do not say this to make you reckless. I say it to make you brave in peace. Your caution has been an armor that once served you, but it has become too heavy for where we are going. Let me trade it for discernment, lighter, stronger, truer. Hear this. The enemy has used your fear of being wrong to keep you from being right with me. He has dressed paralysis as prudence and called it safety. He has whispered, wait until you are 100% sure, knowing that such certainty never comes in living time. Neutral is not neutral. Delay is a decision. Every day you postpone a faithful step, something in you quietly agrees with fear. Break that agreement now. Do not sprint in panic. Move in peace. Peace is not the absence of all uncertainty. Peace is the presence of my companionship, so strong that uncertainty no longer rules. My beloved child, I offer you a new deal. Release the idol of certainty and receive the gift of guidance. Release the demand to control outcomes and receive the promise of my correction and restoration. If you take a step with me and a course change is needed, I will make it known without shaming you. I will not let you wander off a cliff while you are holding my hand. I do not demand flawless navigation. I call for faithful responsiveness. Trust me to interrupt you if needed. Trust me to accelerate you when the time is ripe and slow you when protection is forming in the unseen. My plans for you are not so fragile that a human misstep can destroy them. So ask yourself now, with me present, have you been waiting for the feeling of zero risk? That feeling is not coming, but something better is here. Peace that holds after the adrenaline fades. Conviction that simplifies the noise. A quiet boldness that says, I will not betray my soul to keep everyone comfortable. This is the sign you have been given. This is the green light you can obey. Practice this simple exchange in this very moment. Put your hand over your heart and breathe with me. Say, Father, I surrender my demand for perfect certainty. Say, I choose your peace over my control. Say, teach me to move with one obedient step and correct me in love if I veer. Let these be not just words, but a transfer of weight from your shoulders to mine. You do not need to foresee every consequence. You need to trust that I will meet you in every consequence with wisdom's provision and presence. My child, within these next 72 hours, I will confirm what you have been asking me to answer. But hear me, the confirmation is not a cage that locks you into a fate you fear. It is a hand extended into your future. Take it. Do not keep waiting for a version of knowing that cancels faith. Choose with me. Your yes does not guarantee the absence of storms, but it does guarantee the presence of my peace in them, and that changes everything. The torment of postponement will end not when all variables are tamed, but when your will agrees with my peace. I am not rushing you into recklessness. I am rescuing you from hesitation that masquerades as holiness. I am not angry. I am protective. I am awakening you because the time is appointed and your life is precious. Step, child, step with me. If you tremble, we will walk trembling together, and you will discover that courage is simply clarity wearing shoes. I am with you now. I am in your next step. I am already in your tomorrow. And as you move, You will not miss me. You will meet me. My child, lean closer. The confirmation I am sending is not only an answer to a question, it is medicine for the place in you that has doubted you. You have been wrestling not just with which path to take, but with whether you are the kind of person I would guide, the kind of child I would trust, the kind of heart I would speak to clearly. Hear me. The next 72 hours hold more than direction, they hold restoration. I am addressing the deeper wound. My beloved child, I have seen it all. I saw the betrayal that took the breath out of your lungs and made you question your judgment. I saw the room where you were overlooked while lesser voices were celebrated, and you wondered if being unseen meant being unworthy. I saw the nights of silent tears you hid from others, the pillow that knew your prayers when your voice had no words left. I saw you pray and hear only quiet, and I did not mock the ache that followed. I watched the promises made to you by people who could not keep them, and I stood with you when the floor shifted beneath your feet. None of this escaped my gaze. None of it disqualified you. None of it changed who you are to me. My child, the enemy used those moments to smuggle in a sentence you have repeated to yourself. Maybe I cannot be trusted. Maybe I always choose wrong. Maybe I do not hear God like others do. He dressed that sentence as humility, but it was theft. Today, I return what was stolen. I am not just confirming a plan. I am restoring a person. I am not only clearing a path, I am cleansing a lens. I am teaching you to trust how I formed you to hear me. Through peace, through integrity, through steady courage. I am not making you arrogant. I am pulling you out of self-accusation so you can walk with me as a beloved child. My beloved child, even if the decision you are making costs you something, approval from a circle, the comfort of a familiar pattern, the illusion of control, you will receive a return that is worth far more. The return of your peace, the return of your self-respect, the return of spiritual clarity that lets you sleep at night without rehearsing arguments in the dark. I will give back what confusion drained. I will dignify you from within, so you no longer need to explain yourself into exhaustion. I will anchor your identity so deeply in me that whether a door opens or closes, your name does not waver, chosen, known, protected, guided. Long before you took your first breath, I already knew you. I arranged this moment long before those betrayals, before the rooms that dismissed you, before the tears that felt unanswered. My plans for you are not so fragile that human mistakes can undo them. The detours you fear have not dismissed you from destiny. They have formed a quieter wisdom and a deeper compassion in you that I will now use. I am the one who gathers broken pieces and crafts them into vessels that can carry glory without cracking. Nothing you have done has disqualified you. Nothing done to you has closed what I open. I am your Father. I decide your worth, and my decision has not changed. My child, when the confirmation arrives, notice what else it touches besides your choice. Notice how it loosens the knot that has been sitting under your ribs. Notice how it quiets the second guessing that stalked your steps after every conversation. Notice how it restores your capacity to say yes without over-explaining and to say no without apology. Notice how it gathers your scattered energy and returns it to the work and relationships that hold life. This is healing. This is me repairing the trust between your spirit and my spirit. This is me teaching you to recognize that the peace you sensed was not a trick of adrenaline, but the presence of your shepherd. I am also healing your relationship with your own voice. Where it trembled from being silenced, I will make it clean and kind and firm. Where it compensated with bravado to hide fear, I will make it gentle and strong. Where you learned to distrust your discernment because a manipulator shamed you, I will reteach you to esteem what I show you, to keep boundaries without bitterness, to stand in truth without needing to wound. You will not harden to survive. You will become whole to lead your own life alongside me. Expect within these hours confirmations that are answers and confirmations that are mendings. You may receive a conversation you did not schedule that brings repentance where there was dismissal, or clarity where there was gaslighting. You may witness a pattern break inside you. You do not chase what used to bait you. You do not shrink where you used to fold. You may feel a rest settle in your chest after you take the step, a rest that remains when applause fades and opinions swirl. You may experience the courage to forgive, which does not excuse harm but frees your future from it. These count as confirmations too, because they reveal me at work beyond outcomes, healing the chooser, not just directing the choice. My beloved child, breathe this with me. You are chosen, not tolerated. You are known, not guessed at. You are protected, not exposed to every wind. You are guided, not left to trial and error alone. Let these words move from your ears into your bones. Put your hand over your heart and turn this from content into covenant. Say, Father, I receive your restoration. Say, I renounce every agreement with unworthiness and self-accusation. Say, teach me to trust your peace within me and to honor the voice you formed in me to follow you. Say, I forgive myself for the detours, and I forgive those who wounded me. I place them in your hands, so my hands are free to obey. I am not fragile about your formation. I will correct you if needed without shaming you. I will celebrate your yes without demanding perfection. I will provide for what obedience rearranges. I will be your defense where you choose dignity. I will be your comfort where loss makes a space. I will be your wisdom where new ground asks for new steps. I will stand between you and the storm of second-guessing that tries to return. You are not doing this to earn my love. You are doing this from my love, and my love does not waver. My child, hear me again. The confirmation I am sending is not only about the decision, it is about restoring your trust, your peace, and your identity. I am healing the part of you that doubted you so deeply that even my yes sounded suspicious. I am rewriting the script that told you safety lived in staying small. I am returning you to yourself as I see you, steady, teachable, brave in peace. As you move with me, you will feel the shift, panic dissolving into holy alertness, dread giving way to watchful joy. This is how we walk into your next season, not as a stranger to yourself, but as a child who knows they are loved and led. Now answer me simply to mark this moment. Whisper, Father, restore my trust and seal my identity in your peace. Again, slower. Father, restore my trust and seal my identity in your peace. Let hope rise where panic used to pace. Let your shoulders lower. Let the breath come back. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not alone. Within these next 72 hours, I will confirm what you have been begging me to answer, and you will feel the healing working beneath the answer. Guard this hope, for it is holy. Carry it into the closing movement we will make together, where prayer and a clean act of faith will seal what I have begun. I am with you, I am for you, and I am not finished. This is the hour of your restoration. My child, do not turn away now. Stay with me. This is the moment we seal what we have begun. Completion matters for clarity. What you do in the next few minutes will shape how you walk through the next 72 hours. I have arranged confirmations along your path, but I want your heart set, your mind guarded, your steps aligned. Lean close. We will pray, we will commit, and you will make a public act of faith that breaks the agreement with delay. My beloved child, place your hand over your heart and breathe with me. Let your shoulders lower. Let the noise drop. Say this with me now, aloud and simple. Father, I quiet my heart before you. I turn down the volume of every competing voice. I receive your peace as my guide. Again, Father, guard my attention and keep me from distraction. Let your voice be the steady in my spirit. One more. Father, fill me with courage to act within this window. Protect my timing, protect my steps, and let your confirmation be unmistakable by its peace. Now we ask for covering. Say, Father, set a hedge around my attention for the next 3 days. Close the door to counterfeit opportunities and open the doors you prepared. Appoint your protection over my devices, my conversations, my travel, my rest. Interrupt me if I drift. Strengthen me if I hesitate. Anchor me in truth and integrity. And say this, I renounce delay that wears the mask of caution. I choose watchful peace over anxious spirals. I welcome your correction without shame and your guidance without fear. My child, I hear you. Heaven hears you. Let us seal your will to mine with clean declarations that draw a line in the sand. Type it publicly as a sign of agreement. Yes, now. Write, I will not delay. Write, Lord, confirm and guide me. Write, I choose peace and obedience. Your words are not performance. They are alignment. They steady your intent and they signal to the swirl that you have set your face like flint. Speak them again softly where you are. I will not delay. Lord, confirm and guide me. I choose peace and obedience. Now listen carefully. Do not scroll away. Do not say, I'll do this later. Later is where postponement hides. Stay with me for one practical act. You will complete as soon as this ends. Choose one. Schedule one conversation that obedience requires. Set the time now, even if it is tomorrow. Write one boundary sentence in a place you will see. Date it, sign it, and honor it. Send one message that moves the decision forward. Begin it now and press send when peace confirms. Remove one item that fuels confusion. Delete the thread that keeps you bargaining. Uninstall the app that steals your watchfulness. Put away the object that reopens what I have closed. If you need to, stand up and move the thing right now. Momentum in small obedience makes room for large confirmation. My beloved child, we will also anchor stillness into these days. Choose an appointment with me for each of the next 3 mornings or evenings, 15 unhurried minutes. Put it on your calendar and name it Listen with God. In that space, you will read the lines we have prayed, breathe with me, and ask, where does your peace remain? If you lack words, repeat the simple prayers we spoke. If you feel pulled to noise, return to quiet like returning to shore. My voice rarely competes with chaos. You will find my confirmation in the peace that holds. You will carry 2 tools with you. First, a sentence in your pocket. I have decided with God. When panic tries to reopen debate, speak it and be still. Second, a practice in your body. When confusion swells, pause, exhale slowly, and place your hand over your heart. Ask, is peace asking me to move or to wait? You will know, I have not made this complicated. I am not playing hide and seek with your future. I am walking you into it. Now, a commissioning. My child, I bless your eyes to recognize what I send. I bless your ears to discern conversations that carry my tone. I bless your feet to walk paths prepared, not detours rehearsed. I bless your timing to align with doors that open by peace, not panic. I appoint angelic protection over your attention and your environment. The enemy's swirl will not rule your window. Old bait will lose its taste. False urgency will ring hollow. Integrity will feel like oxygen. Courage will fit you like clothing that was always yours. You will not miss me. You will meet me. As a public act of faith beyond this space, send this message to one person who is delaying their own obedience. Do it not as pressure, but as love. Tell them, I am stepping forward with God. Come with me. Share this not to be seen, but to serve. Your testimony begins with your first step. Your courage will give someone else permission to leave their hallway of almosts. When you sow courage, you will reap companionship in obedience. We will seal this with a final prayer. Say, Father, I give you these next 72 hours as holy ground. I invite your confirmation to meet my movement. Keep me awake to your patterns, swift to your promptings, and steady in your peace. Let my yes be clean, my no be kind, and my steps be aligned with truth. Cover my home, my work, my relationships, my rest. Establish your purposes and frustrate every scheme that would distract or delay. I am yours. Lead me and I will follow. Now say, I will not delay. Lord, confirm and guide me. I choose peace and obedience. Again, slower, like etching it where no wave can erase it. I will not delay. Lord, confirm and guide me. I choose peace and obedience. My beloved child, it is done. The next 72 hours will confirm everything you have been asking of me, not only by answers given, but by the healing that settles as you move. Lay down tonight without the ache of postponement. Wake tomorrow with watchful peace. Keep your appointment with me. Complete the one faithful act you chose. Hold your sentence. Guard your stillness. And remember, confirmation will meet you as you move. I am with you. I go before you. I am your rear guard. Walk now into your next season, loved, led, and sealed.